$100, you get to go up in the airplane with an FAA-certified flight instructor and actually fly the plane yourself. It's a perfect way to see if flying is for you. And once you get that ultimate feeling of freedom, Ocala Aviation can train you to get your pilot's license. Ocala Aviation also offers commercial flight training for those looking to make a career change and enter the world of commercial aviation. Ocala Aviation is conveniently located at the Ocala International Airport. So if you're ready to start your adventure, stop by or give them a call today. 861-7484. That's 861-7484. You'll be glad you did. I know I am. Ocala Aviation. Call today. 861-7484.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. You've heard the expression, you are what you eat, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think I may be what I eat.
I'm a Hershey bar.
You're a Hershey bar. Well, I have stopped, and it was hard to stop coffee, but I stopped coffee. Mm-hmm. I've been doing the green tea thing, and the reason I did it was because I think I had rosacea. I'm not really sure, but a long time ago when I had skin cancer on my nose, the doctor said that I had a little patch of rosacea on my face, and I think as years went by, it got worse. Mm-hmm. And then it really went away. I mean, I knock on wood and whatever other superstitious thing I need to do, but it really did. I stopped the coffee, and I was looking online, so that's how I got the idea, and started with the green tea. And then green tea is not so bad. Mm-hmm. Put a little honey in it, not bad. It's not so bad. I can deal with it. I guess the hot beverage habit is still there, but so what? I mean, it went away.
Sure.
So now I'm going to learn more. Now I'm on kind of a roll here. I want to learn more. Cherie Calbom is my teacher for at least 20 minutes. She's known as the Juice Lady. She's a celebrity nutritionist, it says here, a juicing pioneer, and a best-selling author. Her book is called The Juice Lady's Anti-Inflammation Diet, 28 Days to Restore Your Body and Feel Great. Okay, I'm all ears. Cherie Calbom. Good morning, Cherie.
Good morning. Great to be on your show.
You're a healthy lady, aren't you?
I am. I'm very healthy. Nothing wrong with me.
No, where are you? Where are you located?
Right now, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
In Idaho? Oh, wow. Is it cold in Idaho?
It was cold this morning, yes.
Yeah.
Kind of crisp.
So do you have one of those juice machines?
I have a juicer, yes, and I juice every day that I'm home. It's a life changer. It's energizing. It gets you going. You feel great, I can tell you. So many people have been on my program and got started juicing, and I get testimonies from all over saying they've improved in all these different areas, including weight loss.
When did you start? When did you start with the juicing?
I started in my late 20s when I had chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia, and it was such a bad case that I could not continue working. I had to move home, and no doctor knew how to help me, and they still don't have an answer for those conditions. So I started running around to health food stores and kind of like you, doing my research and discovered that my diet was really horrible. I loved fast food, junk food, and sweets.
Yeah.
And I did not like vegetables. So I decided I better do something fast. I got rid of all the junk food and the sweets and got my first juicer and did a 5-day juice fast, vegetable juice fast, and then continued on with juicing and eating right. For the whole summer, I went mostly vegan, all vegan and whole foods, meaning nothing was processed. And 3 months later, I woke up one day and thought, wow, somebody gave me a new body in the middle of the night. I felt fantastic.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. So somebody listening right now might be thinking this thought, because I'm having this thought. What if I didn't get the juicer and buy all the vegetables and juice them? What if I just went to the store and bought a bottle of carrot juice or a bottle of
V8 juice?
Yeah, V8 or something like that. Explain why that wouldn't, or maybe it would be okay. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I have quite a number of people that have been part of my groups that either didn't have the money to juice or just decided they didn't want to and did that. And they had some improvement. But I can tell you there's nothing like the fresh juice. And the people who decide to do that really notice the difference. Amazing, because it's alive. It's got all of the full complement of vitamins, minerals, enzymes, phytonutrients, and biophotons, which are the light rays of energy from the sun, and that really energize the body. And it's just not in the bottled juices. They're pasteurized, and the good stuff is killed off a lot.
Okay, so when you take let's say a carrot or an apple or something and you put it into a juicer, does anything get filtered out, or is the entire vegetable ground up and juiced? Like, in other words, are you drinking the pulp and everything?
You're drinking the soluble fiber, the soluble pulp. The insoluble gets ejected. And so that's the part you're missing. The USDA did a study back in 1996 and found that 90-some% of the nutrients were in the juice, not in the fiber. And they used to think that a lot of the nutrients were stuck to the insoluble fiber, and they're not. So you get like a vitamin mineral cocktail. It's an amazing glass of juice that you get. Some people choose to blend, like the Nutribullet is very popular right now, or Vitamix. The Nutribullet, okay. the infomercials. And that is a blender, not a juicer, but they do advertise it as a juicer. But it keeps everything in one container, so it's kind of all mixed up together. And that's great for when you have more fruit, but when you start adding the vegetables that really make a difference in how you feel, in a large amount of them, then it gets pretty mushy and not so palatable, a lot of people find. So that's why I recommend juicing, too, in addition to making, like, green smoothies.
Does stress or high anxiety play a role into the cause of the inflammation?
Oh, absolutely. Stress is probably right up there at the top of the killers of America. And everybody today has got stress, and stress leads to anxiety, or vice versa. Anxiety will lead to more stress. But I can tell you one thing with the people that I've worked with, and I have worked with thousands of people, that when you get on this kind of diet, you're able to handle stress better. The anti-inflammation diet helps people bring down their anxiety. And there's a brand new study that came out in January showing that depression is linked to an allergic reaction to inflammation of all things. So you get inflammation down, and depression starts going away, anxiety starts lessening, stress you're able to deal with better, so you're not as stressed out. Right. So it's very helpful.
Can I ask you to help me understand what inflammation is? Well, let me tell you what I'm picturing, and you tell me if I got it right or not. I'm picturing things like becoming swollen, and I don't know what I should be picturing. Should it be my internal organs, or what? Am I right? Is inflammation and swelling the same thing?
Yes. Well, swelling and hot spots, you could see those on the exterior. Redness, that sort of thing would be acute inflammation, and we can see that like with a sprained ankle. But on the interior at the cellular level, we can't see it. But things like that are going on with your cells and your organs. Chronic inflammation is a long-term, ongoing internal fire, so to speak. Not really, but it's...
what is it? Is it the organs that are actually bloated? Is that a good word, bloated?
It could be that there is swelling and there is water retention. That would not maybe always be the case, but irritation, maybe, if you could term it that, maybe there's a redness for the cell. I don't know that anybody's actually seen that, but they know that there's irritation and distress going on at the cellular level and the organ level. And it's chronic. It's ongoing. It never goes away, and it's because we're eating a high inflammatory diet. And you mentioned like coffee is one of them that can contribute to inflammation. Sugar is a big one. It's right up at the top of one of the top contributors. And junk food is number 3. Studies on all of these, and plenty of studies showing that inflammation is caused by these things. Gluten, for many people that are intolerant or sensitive to gluten, and that's a lot of people, a big percentage, and a big percentage are sensitive to dairy. So all of those things, if you can begin to change and substitute, just like you did the green tea for the coffee, that's what my book, The Anti-Inflammation Diet, is all about, making substitutions that are delicious. It's not like you're going to suffer. You know,
we do take a little break, Cherie. Cherie Calbom is our guest, and her book is called The Juice Lady's Anti-Inflammation Diet. I think we have 100 more questions, by the way, so we want to learn more. We'll be right back after the break. The importance of following an anti-inflammation diet to decrease heart disease was the topic. So we didn't even talk about heart disease specifically yet, but just kind of like whole body wellness, I guess. We'll take a little break and be right back with Cherie.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. After some dense morning fog, we'll see some sunshine, followed by increasing clouds today, high 76 to 80. And partly cloudy tonight with areas of fog forming late tonight and lasting into tomorrow morning. Tonight's low 60 to 64. Later tomorrow, partly sunny and warm, high 77 to 81. On Wednesday, sunshine, some clouds, and even warmer, the high 81 to 85. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike's Got Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Fire department? Why is the fire department coming up our driveway?
Don't look at me, he's your cousin.
Haha, Mr. Funny Man. What did you do now?
Well, we were attempting to repair the water heater, but somebody forgot to turn off the breaker.
Well, why is there water everywhere?
Apparently the main water shutoff didn't exactly get shut off.
Okay, at what point did you realize you're not a plumber and you need to call Mike's Got Plumbing?
Right about the time we had the flood and the fire all at the same time.
And when should you have called the professionals at Mike's Got Plumbing? That's what I thought. Does water run through it? Then they do it, not you. And don't give me the weekend excuse. You know they don't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. Do you need the number?
No, I got it. 237-2888.
Again.
237-2888.
Why'd you call Cousin Sean anyway? You know he can't even fix his own lunch.
On next week's episode of What Not to Do.
Oh, come on, a monster truck?
Hi, my name is Dr. Erica Olstein with A Better You Healthcare Acupuncture and Eastern Medicine. As primary care physicians, we use acupuncture to treat back pain, arthritis, migraines, allergies, high blood pressure, thyroid disorders, hormone imbalances, stress, and more using all natural medical therapies. We treat the source of your problems, not just your symptoms. For more information, go to abetteryouhealthcare.com or call today to set up your appointment. 352-615-5566.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
All right, thank you for waiting through the break. Cherie Calbom is on the phone. She has written a load of books, Robin. She's the author of 26 books.
Yeah,
she has a Master of Science degree in Whole Foods Nutrition from Bastyr University. Some of her books are The Juice Lady's Big Book of Juices and Green Smoothies, The Juice Lady's Turbo Diet, Juicing, Fasting and Detoxing for Life, The Juice Lady's Living Foods Revolution, The Complete Cancer Cleanse. Well, I got to ask her about that. The Juicing for Life, with over 2 million books sold in the United States. She's worked with Richard Simmons and George Foreman, both of whom we've had on the show.
That's right, exactly.
George by phone and Richard in person.
Yep,
yeah.
That was cool.
Cherie, let me ask you about the cancer one. The Complete Cancer Cleanse. That sounds like it would it prevent cancer or cure cancer? How does that work?
Well, it's some of each. It definitely will prevent cancer, and if you have cancer, It's definitely the diet you should be on, that's for sure. And I've had some people that have just done the diet and have turned it around. It's amazing. Many other people have just included it as part of their whole program.
We had a guest who told us one time that cancer can't live in an alkaline environment. Is that part of the reason?
It is, yes. And most of our diet is acid forming in America. The meat, dairy, grains, coffee, soda pop, sweets, all turn acid in the end.
We do it to ourselves. So the machine that you, now just for the listeners so they know, I'm asking this because I want to know. She's not selling a machine. Although I bet you've sold a lot of juicing machines.
Yes.
Just because of your message. But I mean, how much do they normally cost?
You can get juicers under 100 that are pretty decent, and they go up to about 300 for these centrifugal ones. And then they have others for 500 and on up.
So centrifugal, that's the one that gets rid of the pulp. Okay. Let's see. What if I wanted the pulp? The pulp isn't so bad, is it? I mean,
I like pulp in orange juice.
In orange juice, yeah. So what do you?
You can always put some back in. If you do use a blender, there's some things that just don't taste so great blended up, and so that's why I like a juicer. Some of the new slow juicers do have some of the pulp that ends up in the juice, and some people really like that one.
So what do you, I mean, you don't just live on juice, right? I mean, you have solid food as well, right?
That's right, and that's why I wrote the anti-inflammation diet, because people were always asking me, what do I eat in addition to juicing? Do you just juice? I say, no, I'd be really, really skinny if I only just juiced. And so I eat food, too, and I recommend that everybody else eats food, too, but eat whole food, real food, and anti-inflammatory foods. And that's what the 28-day program is all about, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We've got recipes for 4 weeks that'll really help you get started on a new kind of diet that'll help you feel great.
I feel that alcohol is part of an inflammation type because it really is bad for your body. Is there a line between alcohol and wine? Because wine is okay, because wine is said to be good for you. There's resveratrol in it.
Yes, although there is resveratrol in the grapes as well, So it's not every day is what the recommendation is. Maybe a few times a week you could have an organic red wine, but not every day. It's still alcohol, and it's still going to add to the inflammatory process.
Okay, so do you have? Does the juice replace a meal? Like, do you have a juice for breakfast?
It can replace the meal. I have a juice for breakfast first thing in the morning, and then I make a green smoothie as well. And if I'm working out, I also make some eggs, especially after I get back from working out, because then my body needs more protein.
You mean like fried eggs? So you're okay with fried eggs? or?
Well, it depends on what you cook them in. If you cook them in coconut oil, that's a good thing. But it just depends. And if you don't get the heat up too high, I usually make a boiled egg is the thing I make often. But you know what? We've got to make it work for us. And so there are people that say, I've got to have a breakfast, have a juice, and then have something healthy for breakfast.
So let's see. If I go to the grocery store with you and I'm filling up my shopping cart, tell me what things you're going to tell me to put back. I get a can of tuna. Do I put it back?
You could have tuna once in a while, but it's high in mercury.
It's high in mercury, so stay with that. I get
occasional.
I get a whole potato. I want to have a baked potato. Is that good?
Make sure it's organic. They paint those eyes with chemicals, so the eyes won't grow, and they spray a lot. So make sure it's an organic potato.
Oh man, okay.
Yes, you can have it once in a while.
What else would
not a unsprayed one though.
I don't get too. I don't eat hamburgers too often. Do you know what I've been getting lately? Is those veggie burgers? They're called
Veteran Burgers.
Well, we call them Morningstar, something like that. Yeah. What do you like them? What are they?
Yes. Veggie burgers, I think, are great. You have to watch. Some of them have a lot of soy in them, and soy is not something I recommend. But if you get one without the soy, it's great.
What about a slice of cheese on them? Base. Yeah, the bean ones, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
And you like cheese on it, huh?
Yeah, is that good?
Well, cheese is kind of mucus forming, and mucus can contribute to inflammation. I recommend almond cheese. I love it. It melts just like regular cheese. It's great.
Really?
Oh, I never saw that in the store.
I've never seen that.
And now I've had almond milk. That's pretty good.
It is, and it's a great substitute. I recommend almond or hemp or coconut milk.
Hemp.
All are really great.
Hemp cheese.
Hemp.
Coconut
There you
cheese milk. I'll have to look for them.
How about if a person has a sedentary lifestyle, like Larry and I, we are right here, by the microphone and
Larry and
stuff. Well, it's true. We're sedentary for about 5 hours a day, so.
Yes, and sedentary lifestyle has been shown to contribute to inflammation. So get out and move when you can. I have a rather sedentary life, too, because I write books and do a lot of stuff online, and so I have to make sure that I get out and go for long walks, go to the gym, things like that.
So but when people say that sounds like the UPS man is fine. He has plenty. He moves around plenty. He's definitely getting his 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Exactly, but he's got to eat well, too, or he's still going to be pouring inflammatory foods into his body, and so he's still got to eat well. But he's getting great exercise, great movement.
Do you mix fruits and vegetables in the juicer?
I do, and I've not ever found a problem with anybody mixing fruits and vegetables. I know there are people who tell you that you can't, but I've not found any problems for people.
Can you help me understand this? If the alkaline diet is what helps prevent and maybe even reverse cancer, how do we explain like a citrus fruit? It's like they've got citrus acid in them, don't they?
Yes, but in the final breakdown of metabolism, it's the final ash that they measure. Citrus is not acidic, it's alkaline. So it's not how it tastes in your mouth or how it tests in a test tube. It's the final breakdown within your body. So it is weird because lemons are very, very alkaline in the final breakdown, but they're very acidic if you measure them in a test tube.
I hear people say that bananas are not good for you. Is that a truth or a myth?
They're very high in sugar, and they're not one of the fruit that I recommend that people use. I recommend berries, apple, pear. Those are all really, really great. Cranberries are wonderful as well, and pomegranate.
Do you mix nuts at all? You said almond milk, but do you mix like nuts in with the juicer?
Cashews or something?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I have. Especially with a smoothie, it helps to give protein and makes it thicker.
So do you stay away from meat other than eggs? You said you have eggs, but I mean, I know meat.
No,
I know eggs.
I have meat, and it's organic and grass-fed, and it isn't all the time. And I definitely have cleanse weeks where I don't have any meat at all. But I do find that I need some. And with all the people I've worked with, many people do. Not everyone does. And many people say they can just, have fish and eggs and they're fine. Some people can be straight vegan, but there are many people who do need some meat. So make sure it's clean.
Since your books are read all over the world, how do you handle the different cultures with all of the different foods that are introduced in each of the culture? You can't have a one-size-fits-all program.
It isn't one size, that's for sure. And I hear from people around the world who email me and say, well, we don't have this in our country, but we have this. That's where exchanges come in, absolutely. You can hardly go wrong in the vegetable category and with the low-sugar fruit. It's the packaged stuff. If we have to draw a line, it's the packaged things where we really get into trouble. So if we have clean, whole foods, we're going to be doing pretty well.
You're a fun-looking lady. I just went to your website. You have beautiful hair. Can I ask you a question about your hair? I mean, does a good diet actually make your hair better?
It does. It absolutely does. And it falls around getting enough high-quality protein and fats and, of course, the full complement of nutrients, and then how we digest it. So I have been able to strengthen and actually thicken my hair by taking digestive enzymes along with the protein that I eat, and it has made a huge difference. And then getting the right fats, like omega-3 fats, I do take cod liver oil, and it is so good for your hair. It helps it to shine and to get thicker and stronger as well.
Okay, real quick, where do you get the enzymes from? Is that
Well, I recommend Ness Formula 4 and 16, and you can read about it. It's up on my website. They're the best ones I've found, and you take them after a meal, and it kind of cleans up the undigested protein, which really makes a difference in your hair. My hair typically is very fine and tends to break, but if I do this program, then it doesn't break off, and it actually gets a little thicker.
I've been giving my dog enzymes. I got this product. I'm not trying to sell a product, but I'm telling you, it made a big difference for her. And I actually wrote the manufacturer saying I need to find something like that for humans.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of dogs, what we feed them makes a huge difference in their health. I make homemade food for my Annie Mae Schnauzer, and I do ground meat that's organic and organic vegetables and brown rice or quinoa. And she is so healthy. My husband and I joke, we give her vitamins too. She just runs around. She's 6 years old, like she doesn't know what to do with all her energy. She's so happy and good.
Cherie, you're fun. Thank you so much for being on the air with us today. The website is where you'll get the information. I just went to the website, and I've got a video on now. You're talking to a gentleman, I guess an interview you did. JuiceLadyCherie.com, Cherie, JuiceLadyCherie.com. Any other information we should leave with the listeners?
Well, sign up for my free newsletter. It's there on the website, Juice Lady Cherie or Juice Lady Info, INFO, upper left corner, and you can get free tips and recipes week by week. And you can do it. Everybody says, I don't know if I can change my lifestyle.
Sounds like you can.
You can do it.
Cherie, thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's in Washington speaking up against any potential U.S.-led nuclear agreement with Iran while downplaying any friction with the U.S.
Reports of the demise of the Israeli-U.S. relations is not only premature, they're just wrong.
Netanyahu at the American Israel Public Affairs Committee conference. He'll address Congress tomorrow. Iraqi forces joined by Shiite and other allies trying to recapture Saddam Hussein's hometown.
State television reporting Baghdad's military still has not been able to enter the city, indicating that a large battle looms. ISIS took Tikrit last summer along with Iraq's second largest city, Mosul.
Fox Radio's Jessica Gallagher. The NASA spacecraft Dawn is preparing to slip into orbit Friday with the dwarf planet Cherie, the largest object in the asteroid belt. It's between Mars and Jupiter. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Superstorms, road closures, flooding, airports snowed in. If you travel for work like I do, news like that can ruin your whole day. It did mine, until I discovered Citrix GoToMeeting online meeting software. With GoToMeeting, you can meet from anywhere using your computer, tablet, or smartphone. No expensive travel required. And with HD video, you simply turn on your webcam and it's just like being in the same room, which means you can stay productive no matter what the news brings.
Visit GoToMeeting.com and start our free 30-day trial.